especially the one in the top left. Which, no offense, I mean, you look nice in it, like, you know, but I don't know if we're going for that. I don't. Well, we don't know what we're going for really, but like, I'm not sure this is the place for the sort of how do I explain when I grew up in, like, you know, a time before digital cameras, and when models used to work in the 80s and 90s, or before that, I suppose, they used to have what's called a modelling card. And so you would have, like, you go to a photographer and you pay money and they'd take a load of shots. So you'd have, like, your headshots. I mean, actors used to have these as well, like a modelling card. And on the one side would be your main headshot, and on the other side it'd have several shots of you. And one of the
I'm gonna be iron like a lion in Zion. Iron, lion, Zion. Don't know if you all know that song. It's by Bob Marley. So yes, Scott, what should I call you? Scott Battery. I would appreciate if in the future you don't make any more videos about me. Oh, by the way, I've got some really wonderful subs who come to my channel and tell me what's going on other channels on YouTube, because this is the second time that one of my subs has told me that someone did a video about me and I had no idea about it. As a matter of fact, this is the third time. So I want to thank you, Caroline, and Nancy as well, because you often inform me of what's going on. So yes, I saw that you did this this live stream about me, and you you concentrated on my thumbnails. You know, as a creator who puts my opinions out there, I can't expect not to be critiqued, especially if I critique others. This is something that I realize comes with the territory, that I'm going to be critiqued and criticized, and I'm just one of many creators who are critiqued and criticized. So, you know, I have to take the rough with the smooth, and I've got to, you know, hold my chin up or put my head up and deal with those kind of things. You know, you criticize my thumbnails, and maybe you had a point. I mean, maybe some of the things you said were quite, you know, maybe I should take some of your advice. Maybe you had a point in some of the things that you said about my thumbnails. So I see my detractors have written comments underneath the video, and you know, I have a shrug my shoulder attitude about that. But I also want to make some corrections to some of the things that were said. I had never joined AD's channel. I've never become a member of anyone's channel. I don't even have membership for my channel, although I'm more than eligible to have a membership button. I'm just not going to do it as yet. But, you know, someone was saying that I joined AD's channel. I have never joined AD's channel. And the only reason, and he actually says it in a clip that I've got, that I was in his live stream, and he said that's a first, because I rarely was ever in his live streams. And I had never joined his channel. So that needs correcting. If you're going to say something, at least get the facts straight. I have never joined AD's channel. And I've always been critical of AD, but over time, I realized that criticizing him wasn't getting anywhere. And so now I have a more objective view of him and his time here. But, you know, I do not support AD, and I've made that quite clear. What else do I want to say? And I also see a few of my supporters have left comments as well. And some comments are just simply neutral. And, you know, that's what you have to realize comes with the territory on YouTube. Now, you said you don't know what shyness meant. Well, shyness is something, it was a word or a term that was invented. It's shine like Shanann. A shiner is somebody who thinks Shanann is just wonderful, is not heavily critical of her, or doesn't criticize Shanann at all. You know, I was labeled as a shiner because I've never done any videos heavily critiquing her, and I never will. That doesn't mean to say that I acknowledge or that I don't acknowledge that she was imperfect. And I've said that many times. But I was labeled a shiner for a long time because I said very nice things about Shanann, and I chose to concentrate on her positives rather than her negatives. So that's what a shiner is, somebody who is very complimentary of Shanann as opposed to critiquing her. So that's what a shiner is. And what I was saying with the shiners versus the whats, I wasn't comparing what's going on in Israel to the Watts case. I was comparing what's going on in Israel to the two sides of the Watts Island, to two sides of the aisle on Watts Island, where you have people who are shiners and have certain beliefs, and people who are Watts who are more on Chris's side or the Watts family side. And I was comparing what's going on in Israel between the Palestinians and the Israelis, a bit like what it's like between the shiners and the Watts. The shiners who think Shanann is all wonderful and all lovely, and the Watts who see things more from Chris's point of view or Chris's parents' point of view. That's what I was saying. I wasn't comparing what's going on in Israel to the actual Watts case in itself per se. I just wanted to say and acknowledge the people who left reasonably nice comments about me or made funny comments about me. And Betsy, you kind of blow hot and cold on me, but that's fine. What was I going to say? Kind of forgotten. So yes, I acknowledge absolutely. I'm kind of tired actually. That's why I'm a bit slurred at the moment. I acknowledge and have embraced my unpopularity. And for somebody that is unpopular, I think 400,000 lifetime views is a good place to start and is a good place to build from. So I wasn't bragging about my numbers. I was simply saying that because I'm so honest and truthful and blunt, that's made me unpopular. And I embrace and accept my unpopularity. But regardless of the fact that I'm unpopular, I still have a decent amount of people who come here and listen and watch. And that's all I was saying. Is there anything else? So yes, I would prefer it if you didn't make any more videos about me and you stuck to just doing videos about AD. But I appreciate some of the more positive things that you said. There wasn't many, but you have a right to have your opinion. You have a right to critique, just like I do.